in my hand, you can see I have a perfect, wonderful die. And we have a list of options, and kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm going to roll it, and whatever number it lands on, that's what we're going to be creating.
Outside of my chest, I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action.
Turn to page 394.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm Dreaming Tabitha, an artist here on YouTube. And yes, you can hear my guests in the background because I have designed it just so, because we're all professional here. No, you didn't hear him laughing. Shh, stop it. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring them on because that's what we're doing here. We're just going to get started because if you don't know how this works, well, you didn't pay attention to the intro. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've got my wonderful guests here. And just going to go around. We are going to introduce them as we go, but you guys know that we're going to be go ahead and rolling our die, and then we'll do proper introductions to our special guests here today. Thank you for stopping by. Leave a like if you haven't already. So here we go. I've got the die, and we're going to go ahead and get our species. So we have a detective. We have a Great Dane, a vampire, which Maria's really rooting for that vampire. We have a minor 49er and a witch doctor. So all these are like from classic Scooby-Doo cartoons. So obviously it's a 6-faced die. So if it lands on a 6, then our guest Erik over here is going to have the wonderful, really heavy-handed responsibility of choosing which one he wants. So here we go. Not a minor 49er. It is a 1. We're doing a detective. Sorry, Maria. Look, she's already quitting. She's done. All right, so we're doing a detective. It's kind of boring, but we could make it whatever we want, I guess. It just longs to look like a detective. So we're doing a detective. Next is the personality. Let me write down detective. We'll try to make it interesting. We have nervous, brilliant, sneaky, courageous, or terrified. And Megatron, I'll give you the honor should it land on a 6. Are you ready for it? Here we go, everybody. It's a 1. Again, it is a nervous detective. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. This is going to be
nervous.
Oh, all right.
Starting off strong.
I'm nervous. Okay.
Yep.
Hair type. Either yellow with an afro with bangs,
Antlers.
or if you're from the UK, it would be known as the fringe. Antlers or a bowl cut. Here we go.
God.
All right. And yeah, Dr. Rachel, it's up to you if we get a 6. We get 2. We have
An
to
afro.
do an afro.
Afro.
This is so weird.
Very 60s. For our occupation, Maria, it's up to you. We got we've got a count/countess, but it's a detective. It's not really a species, is it? Oh well, we'll just go with, I don't know what we have. Liberty, creative liberty tonight. So we have a countess or a count, an engineer, a knight, a soap maker, or a window.
That's so random.
Of course it is.
Great occupations.
I hope it's the
go.
window.
One night.
5. It's the window.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why I wanted it to be that, because this doesn't make any sense, but I'm excited. All right. And
Oh my
because we
gosh.
believe in the
Okay.
science, odds or evens here. 3. It is a female. Oh, it's a female. We do tend to get the males a lot, so I guess
Yeah.
it's time for representation because it's almost March,
all that.
right? Women's History.
Yep.
Whatever. And last but not least, the bonus features. Everybody ready? Since it's already weird enough, I don't even remember what the bonus features are. We have the option between a frying pan or a smoking pipe as the additional feature somewhere in our creation. Anybody hoping for one thing in particular? Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
smoking pipe.
No.
We
Smoking
have
pipe.
a
A frying pan.
Dang it.
You spoke too late, Dr. Rachel, and somehow
Sorry,
we must
my bad.
include a frying pan. So wonderful. Great job, everybody.
Oh,
Trusting.
man.
Yeah. Hey, Zakarat 315. And it's Brett in the chat saying
Hey,
hello. I'm so glad that everybody is able to join us. So as we get ready to do our detective, our nervous detective who dons an afro while window cleaning, and she's also somehow carrying a frying pan on her person.
This is crazy,
like I said,
man.
This is going to be the most ridiculous one. Can you imagine if Danny was here? Oh, man.
Oh my
I wish
gosh.
he was here. Hey, Dimash, this would have been really. I would have loved to seen Danny in an afro. So over here, you can see my camera is obviously here in the center, but right next to my camera, we have a very special guest this evening. It is Erik Hodson, a professional comic book illustrator, I guess is what you would know it for, but I don't know if you actually made a comic or not, but he is also the man single-handedly responsible for the artwork in Drunk 3PO's upcoming second book in the Achromatic Chronicles, Green. Erik, welcome. Uh-oh, you're muted again. Oh no, we can't hear him. We're gonna have to just we were having some issues. Like we could hear him perfectly, and then all of a sudden it stopped. I blamed his cat, which I don't know what the cat's name is. I'm gonna name it Sophie, which it might be a guy. So it might not be.
No, he's got it right.
Well, Erik, you interrupt us whenever you can. We're just going to go around the table. That way, we're not just focused on him trying to fix his life. Megatron, how are you? Tell the people what you've been up to and what you currently do.
Every Saturday, I do a draw stream, or just any other sort of art stream. Because I just do whatever I want. Because like sometimes I'll do like painting streams of my dioramas and all that. So I just do whatever I feel like doing. Kind of how I roll. And
of course. Most artists are.
Draw pictures. I draw pretty pictures. So
you draw pretty pictures.
That's pretty cool.
Actually,
yeah. Well, and of course, everybody's
tomorrow I'll be drawing
Peter
Parker and MJ tomorrow. So that's
fancy.
That's nice.
Fancy. Of course, everybody's links are in the description box down below. You want to be sure to visit their channels so you can check out what they do and create.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Yay!
I'm not sure what's up with this thing, so it might, maybe it didn't get a full charge or whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Tabitha. Wonderful to meet you all, folks. And the cat's name is Louise, and she had to leave. So
I was close. I was close. Sophia, Louise. It sounds good together. So what do you think of our prompt for this evening? We hit you with a hardball, Erik. What do we think about this prompt this evening? A nervous detective with an afro whose occupation is also window cleaning, apparently. You think it's great? Okay, I can't wait to see what a professional's gonna create out of this. And we've also got Dr. Rachel in the house, Out of Line Crafting on YouTube. You may have seen her around the internet on the Twitter. How you doing, Rachel? You told us you were surviving and thriving.
Yeah, surviving and thriving. Got a lot going on. I apologize for my messy background. I promise as soon as I'm done sketching out some kind of idea, I'll switch it to an overhead camera. But my background is this messy, mainly because I'm working on a new art project for my channel. Anyone who is a Legend of Zelda fan, I am currently making. I am making the Master Sword out of foam.
Oh, I want
Yeah.
it. You know, I've often said I needed to start a Switch collection, and maybe it's just
I
Do
also
it.
had Zelda on my to-do list for crochet collectibles items.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to do Link. I've always loved Link.
Yes.
Oh, that's well. So we know what she's up to. Let me get this situated here, and then of course, then my camera's a little bit out of. Okay, we are all on the struggle bus this evening. But Maria, what you been up to, friend? Of course, we were watercoloring and being very nervous on Sunday. If you guys didn't catch that stream, so go back. And
Well, actually, I have been receiving a few suggestions from friends, and I hit you up with the same question, Tabitha, a couple days ago, that to do like an arts live stream myself, and for people to see like the creative process of how I create my my collectibles or my crocheting, and also kind of like what Megatron does, just sketch on live, and it's like, so I have been looking into that a little bit.
Yeah.
People enjoy watching the creatives create. That's why we've got this wonderful group of people in the chat hanging out with us, and we know you're lurking out there too. But don't be afraid to join in. And we have had in the past couple of months, because we've been doing this for a little while now, had some people say that they wanted to join along as far as grab their pencils and gear, and while they're at home watching us, they're going to use the prompts to create as well. And we hope that you do. And if you follow us on social media, you can find me at Dreaming Tabitha, either on Instagram or Twitter. I've had people actually tag me in artwork that they learned from me on my YouTube channel. So if you are jumping along on these prompts, or if you would like to, I can definitely tell you what our prompt is for tonight. And we would love for you to join us and trying to create a nervous detective, a female nervous detective with an afro whose occupation is window cleaner. And somehow incorporate a frying pan. And oh my stars and garters, is that Whitey's Wicked Workshop in the house? Yo, says he's lurking, not anymore because you're in the chat. He is a mighty fine individual, kind of goofy sometimes, and but we all love it. And he's a Star Wars room builder, and he makes amazing things. You guys should check out his channel as well. All right, so I've got a face. I have this vision for what I'm trying to create. It's just getting it on the paper is the thing. Actually, last time with our house elf, we all did a really good job, I think. Even though most of us had no idea how we were going to do a sexy house elf potions master with a pan flute incorporated somewhere on
that was
but everybody did a great job. Dr. Rachel, were you the one that did you have it as an earring, or did you incorporate it in the clothing? Who was it that put it in the clothing?
Oh, that would be me.
That was Maria.
Yeah, Maria did the clothing. Everyone else did earring, and I'm like, that's a great idea. So I just took that idea.
Yeah, that was really great. So I'm really excited to see what everybody's going to be doing today. Like I said, I've kind of got an idea, and I'm going to try to keep her looking a little bit 60s-ish if I can, because big fan of the old-fashioned 60s, Scooby-Doo. Not too much for the new stuff. I don't know. It was just different. I like that style. The color pattern and everything like that back in the olden days. I actually didn't know that Scooby-Doo was an older cartoon because I watched it when I was a kid. And then I remember my dad telling me that it was a, he's like, oh, we used to watch this when I was a kid. I'm like, what? What now? Say what? And
well, show.
It was a great show.
Yeah, it's been on for a long time.
I had actually, so I'm not really big into the scary things, but I like a good thrill. And so I know it sounds terrible, but it's like Scooby-Doo was perfect for me because there were some episodes that were kind of scary for me as a child, but I loved watching it because it had the humor and and all these interesting elements to it. And so it was a perfect kind of cartoon, but there were some things that scared me. I don't know. Do you guys have a favorite Scooby-Doo episode? Does everybody like Scooby-Doo that's here? Or?
I have to confess, I haven't watched much Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen a few episodes.
Probably some of the earlier ones, like the one with the diving suit, the haunted diving suit guy, and then the Black Knight. I remember those clearly. And then they also had like a lot of guest stars, so there'd be ones with Batman and Robin.
I loved those.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. Oh, I loved the Globetrotters. One of my favorites was when they had Mama Cass on there, from Mamas into Papas. I loved Mama Cass. And then they had Don Knotts, which was super funny. I was able to know a lot of like the older actors and things like that when I shouldn't have, if you will, according to my age, because we watched so many episodes of Scooby-Doo and not realizing that these were all older actors and singers and stuff like that. Let's see. All right. She's going to have, let's see if I can. I'm not the best with hands, so this is going to be really great.
No, me either.
Oh, I saw.
Well, I'm lucky. I'm coming up my hand.
You have something? Okay, let's see.
Yes,
I'm learning to do quick sketches. I'm learning. But Whitey says, I love Scooby. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Was
in the
great. I
background.
don't know that one. Holy
There you
crap.
go. There's a
Was it? I forgot about those. Yeah. One of the ones that freaked me out was with the scary clown, of course, because I don't like clowns. And then also that one, like the creepy green guy was just bent over, paper. And then the witch doctor, Mono Tiki Tia, that really freaked me out as well, but I loved it at the same time. All right, so I'm gonna make a squeegee. Does anybody have a vision for what you're trying to do?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I have an idea. I'm sketching something now, and it's looking kind of cute. So I think it'll work.
I just don't know where to put this frying.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Literally.
Can the frying pan be anywhere? Or does she have to have it on her person?
Anywhere you want. Like last time when we had the house elf, the pan flute had to be incorporated. So Maria made it a pattern on the toga that he wore, and then a lot of us made it an earring. And then Joshua, was he playing it or were they throwing it at him?
He
Joshua
had
did
it in his
stripper.
He literally did a stripper.
He did a stripper. He's like, that's the first thing that comes to mind when I was thinking sex. I'm like, Magic Mike. Oh man, it was exciting. That's right, Whitey. You know that left-handed people are the only ones in their right mind. That's right. That's absolutely true. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this face out first because I would love to be able to try to color this, but we'll see. I'm like most people. I'm not a fast.
Maybe.
All right.
I
think I've got my idea.
Elsa Barrett, hello, says, can someone be in a frying pan? Sure, you could put your frying pan.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Situation.
How am I going to make her?
Doesn't matter.
See,
just do what you want.
I have 3 objects that I'm fighting against because I have the squeegee to indicate she's cleaning the window, but then she needs to have a frying pan. But I was also gonna have her. What was it? She's a detective. Frying.
No,
oh, she got to be nervous too.
She's got to be nervous. Yeah.
The nervousness. Oh no! I gotta change her eyes. There's always an element I forget. Okay, let me just start with the basics, like the afro. Afro has no personality to it; it's just hair. So,
that's right.
Wow.
See, everybody.
Afroist.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't know if I've ever done an afro in my life. Here we go.
Me neither.
My dad had an afro
Never done
once.
an afro before.
Joshua, my brother, that was on here last time.
Mix it with your classic sort of hairstyle.
Let's see. I don't even know.
I can't grow anything anymore.
Yeah. Aw. Surely you could grow a weed.
It's weird because I have hair all over my body,
A weed.
but I don't have any hair on my head. That's the only place where it doesn't go.
Hey, you know, when it's time, it's time. Don't be nervous, Tabitha, says
I got
Brett.
the worst
I have
teeth
to
ever.
be. I'm going to embody my character. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. When I was in college, the only facial hair I could grow was like 2 patches on either side of my chin. I wore that for some stupid reason.
Well, I have a full beard. I have a full beard. Just hair on my head. The issue.
Megatron's revealing much about himself these days.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what he looks like. He doesn't. Apparently, he doesn't look like a
That's
robot.
my human form. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not human form. I'm a robot in disguise.
More than meets the eye. I wonder if I should give her edges. Did they do that back in the 60s? I don't know. All right. Well, I don't think this looks that much like an afro. It just looks like she looks like she has a wig on. I'm not sure what I'm missing. Is it big? Not big enough?
Doesn't it? It doesn't. It never said it couldn't be a wig. It just says have to be afro.
Sure, she's nervous because she lost her hair and she doesn't know if people can tell it's not natural. Oh my! I wonder if the curls are too big. Maybe
I'm
that's
cleaning a window.
She's cleaning a window. So I think the story behind my character is that she's cleaning the window because she saw something on outside, but she didn't see it clearly, and now she's trying to deduce what it is that she saw.
It was a ghost.
I've never been good with curly hair anyway, so
Me either.
so this is the challenge in and of itself on top of everything else. Brett says, I grew a plant once in junior high for a science project. I'm in the process of growing an avocado plant, and so far it's going really well.
Nice.
I'm proud of me. It hasn't died yet. Well, it's not gonna die. I'm treating and nurturing that thing like crazy. Okay. I am not happy with this. I need to look up a who in the world would have thought I'd need to look up a reference for an afro cartoon. I want to do it justice. I want to do it justice. Yeah, that's what it is. My curls are too
Oh, a big circle.
big. Just draw. Well, yeah, I could do that. That's true. I could simplify it a little bit, couldn't I? See. So again, like we try to say and encourage everybody every time that we have these streams is the fact that just because you're an artist, or maybe you're not an artist, but just because you're an artist and you might color or draw every day, there are still things that we have on the struggle bus. I would love to give her a proper
animals.
Don't ask you to draw animals. I would love to give her a proper fro.
I get better at that. Let's see.
And maybe I'll just get her hair, the
fine,
basics, and then it looks a little nicer than what she had before. Before she just looked like some kind of frazzled housewife. I don't know. I didn't like it. Here we go. All right. So
Nothing wrong with that.
that's true. A lot of housewives are very, very frazzled. All right. Man, look at what you guys already got going on. I'm upset.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm so not showing.
How do you do that? I'm so far behind. I don't know.
My drawing is not going to be great, but I do have a wonderful idea for incorporating the frying pan. I'm happy about that.
I'm so nervous.
I was still in the background.
And maybe she thinks I don't know what to do. I've lost my vision. I've been thrown off.
No, don't do that.
I don't know. I'm so distraught by her hair. And then I looked down and saw everybody else. I know we're not supposed to compare ourselves to what other people do. But I can't help it. All right. I'm gonna give her a trench coat.
All right.
Because nothing screams business like a coat. I'm gonna give her a knot. Wait. Oh, you guys. Okay. So she's nervous. I'm nervous. Everybody else is nervous. This is great. I'm going to give her a little bit of a caboose, too, because who says just because you're, a detective, you can't have some junk in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Let's... All right.
Detect lies, detect lies as a detective.
All right. Well, she's missing an arm, so I gotta give that to her. This is not gonna be one of my stronger pieces. Okay, so last time with the house elf, I'm like, he came along like I had no idea what I was gonna do, but I felt confident. I have lost. I didn't have much, but that little shred that I had was worth something. All right, so she's going to have big cuffs because, of course, detective jackets have big cuffs. This is going to be the weirdest story ever. Okay, I'm trying to see what her hand would look like. Again, just not the best. I can't see the hand. I can't. What would it look like? Like that? Like that? And she's holding a flippin' frying pan in her hand. Okay. This is... I can't. I'm scared. Oh, how big is this frying pan? All right.
It's as big as you want it to be.
Oh,
Make it huge.
I know, right? But then it's
three
like
times the size of her
Don't
head.
cast iron steel it.
bigger and longer than her body. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a cartoon. You can do what you want.
I know, but it's awful.
We believe in you, Tabitha.
Who came up with these prompts? Maria, why didn't we get vampire?
I gave you so many different prompts when you asked me.
Why couldn't we get Great Dane? But then I remember I'm bad at animals. What am I saying?
Just put hotfix in the prompts for everything.
All right.
Okay.
The only thing I'm confident about in my drawing is my frying pan and my squeegee.
Okay, I'm liking this.
Oh,
okay,
great.
I'm liking this.
Great. Somebody was asking how yours was coming along, Maria.
Well, I had to turn off my my laptop, my thing for a minute.
She looks freaking amazing.
Aw.
I'm so upset with myself.
Nice.
Let's have a closer look. Dr. Rachel's looks amazing.
Oh man.
And then
Try to flip it around.
there it is.
There you go.
Oh, it looks fantastic. What's on her head? A bow?
It's going to be like a tiny version of the detective's cap.
Nice.
It's just sitting on her afro.
And then Eric's, this is fantastic.
This is so cool.
Wow.
That's just so cool.
Cooking.
Get it. I'm lost.
Right.
Oh, I was saying I do with the frying pan. I put a skull in the frying pan as well.
And look at Megatron's. I'm so upset. I hate all of you.
Yeah, I turned the
No, you don't. You love us.
Yeah. I have to. Jesus told me to. I kind of feel like I want to start over now because it's like, all right, Tabitha, you're good at what you do. You're just not doing it. That's all. Devil's in the details, as they say. So maybe if I get my sketch finished, I can see it coming to pass. She looks more like she's in her bathrobe. Dear God. Maybe she's a pretend detective. She is chosen to believe she is a detective. Why does she have a frying pan? Oh my goodness. See, everybody's looks like coherent as well. All right. Let's see what she can do.
God, I hate doing hands. Why did I include a hand in this?
I'm not good with facials.
Floating in front of her.
Like, how to make them look nervous.
Next time, do a witch doctor. That way I can just not draw hands. And then things can just like float in front of the person.
A witch doctor, I know.
Exactly.
Miss Martin Muses. We are so glad that you're here, but I don't know if you're
Hi, Teresa.
I don't know if you're ready to hear this. Are you ready? we are supposed to draw a female detective who is nervous. She sports an afro. Her occupation apparently is also a window cleaner, and somehow we have to incorporate a frying pan. That's what we're doing tonight.
She's undercover. She's undercover.
That's what she's thank you. That's what it is. She's under
Investigating a dimension. There you go.
let's see.
Okay.
Got planes.
Nothing conspicuous about a woman in a trench coat washing windows. It happens all the time.
Exactly. All right.
Exactly.
Let's see. We got a headband. And I'm going to
I might be able to call him after all.
I am so nervous. I know I keep saying that. Oh my goodness. Is the frying pan used for
Oh my
protection?
gosh.
I guess it just depends on what she's gonna need.
Up to you.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh, have you hit a snag?
Yeah, I have hit.
There we go.
After looking at like the other people, it's just like, okay, this is really bad.
I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but this just seems like such a dumb idea. I'm going to try to make it work.
I think everybody's looks fantastic. I don't know how I'm supposed to make her look like the detective besides the trench coat. But now, like I said, it's looking more like a bathrobe. Maybe I need a wider collar.
Let's give her a magnifying glass. That's what I'm doing.
Do the what?
Give her a magnifying glass. I need.
She's
Boom.
Megatron. She's already holding a squeegee and a frying pan. Where am I supposed to?
Put
Oh, my
the
goodness.
frying. Put it on a belt.
Oh
That's
my
what I
gosh,
was
she's
gonna
a
do,
Batman.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be nervous.
Well, hey, a bunch of cameos in the cartoon, so.
I gotta look up. I don't know if you can hear my clickety clack, but I gotta look up nervous expression. Chibi. I'm not very good with the expressions. It takes me a while to get them. Let's see. I want
Like
it
frying
to
pan.
look cute though. Everybody else's looks cute. Why can't mine look cute? Let's see. All right, like so. All right. Well, eyebrows make a difference. Okay, so we got something going. We'll clean it up in a little bit. All right. All right. Something's coming. Something's happening. There we go. So I don't know if I've asked this before on stream of anybody, but make the frying pan a spyglass, but then doesn't it stop being a frying pan? Maybe? I don't know. It could be like one of those Swiss Army knives where it's frying pan and a fine glass all the same
That's
time.
actually what I'm doing with mine.
Oh.
Or something.
Actually,
mhm.
I incorporated that to the clothes and to
Or have
the
it sticking
earrings.
in out of her hair. There you go. This is a big poofy hair.
Yeah, she could also have like a instead of a bow, she has like a clip of a frying pan.
Yeah, that's true. Jester Feather says, I hate folks watching me draw. So you guys are all calmer than me. I'm glad you think that I'm being calm. It just said a frying pan. That's true. It could be a spying pan. That's true. That's true. A spying. Maybe you should just turn that into an earring too. I feel like that'd be cheating though if I did that again.
I ended up having it as the eyeglass here, and then turn the eye into an egg, And I was just saying she's so nervous that instead of picking up her spyglass, she accidentally picked up the frying pan.
I love that. See, look at the stories. I mean, I technically don't have to have a spyglass because I only have to have the frying pan. Everything else is,
As long as it comes across as it's a detective.
I don't think that's happening here. I do. I look like I have a distraught housewife. That's what I have. Yeah. I don't know how to change that. And I'm getting my angles off. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to bother Erik. How in the world did you get that out so fast? You had no idea what we were going to do, and somehow it's magically come to fruition. What's your secret, sir? Tell us.
I have a hyperactive imagination. Like I think in visuals. Like I see movies in my head. So all you got to do is give me a premise, and my brain starts going.
Well, I do too, Erik.
That'll do it.
I'm nervous. No, I think also as probably comes from like years of experience.
Oh yeah.
And I mean the fact that you built a career off of taking other people's ideas and putting them into a visual form. So I'm sure that's a huge part of it as well. Kind of learning to think on your feet, I guess, would be it, right? Because you usually would have like a like a time frame where you need to come up with these ideas and present them to your employers. Is that correct?
Yes and no. Like usually people will come, with a script. They've got a story, like Drunk 3PO did. And if there's anything that hasn't been flushed out, in his case, some of the characters have already been flushed out, so I don't have to think about what they look like.
Right.
But father wasn't flushed out for the girl in the second book, so I based him off of. What's his name from Family Matters? Also in Die Hard, always plays a cop.
Oh,
Carl or
yeah.
I don't remember his real name. Reginald something. Reginald or Reginald something.
He's like always typecast as a cop though. He's like Sergeant Powell in Die Hard, and then in Family Matters he was the father.
Yeah.
So I looked up a bunch of pictures of him and kind of like based the character off of that.
That's really good. I call you the other day.
Some of my other stuff, like my first big published book, The Kilted Avenger here, it's Roddy Piper as a superhero. And so you go into it with likenesses of what these people should look like, but then there's all this other stuff that the writer puts in. And sometimes we go back and forth. Like he likes to write everything as a 6-panel page. That just doesn't work in storytelling. So I'll be like, no, this page is now 2 pages. He's like, whatever, I'll just he'll go back over and do the words and kind of fit everything into what I draw at the end of it. So
okay. So fascinating, the world of artwork. And
then for my own stuff, I can't write worth a darn usually. But I see the scenes in my head and I have an idea of the dialogue. So I'll get the drawing down for what I want the scene to be, and then I'll go back over it. And when I'm ready to write the dialogue, I'm like, okay, what would he be saying here?
Just what? Just what? I want her to be kind of cute too. Let's see. Reginald Val Johnson. That's right. I knew Reginald was in there somewhere.
Nice.
I knew it is in there. It's been a while since I've watched Family Matters.
Did I do that?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, Steve Urkel.
All right, I would like to do this lady's hair justice. I was thinking the headband because I know people did that, but I don't know that that's working for us. So maybe we'll try. I was gonna actually, Dr. Rachel's idea was also my idea. I just didn't act on it. Where it was like maybe have that. I forgot what the cap was that Sherlock Holmes is famous for wearing.
Oh no, I've got like so many reference pictures pulled up. I just like Googled Sherlock Holmes cartoon. And then just like it's all kinds of detective hats. I'm like, cool.
cute, like you guys do.
Well, I wasn't gonna be able to fit a hat on her with her hair like that. I went with
Oh, mine's just like a
Megatron
tiny
glass.
one just sitting on top because it can't contain her hair.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna do because it's cutesy, it's comic-y.
What we could do is put the magnifying glass in her hair, like she's holding it in there in place while she's holding a frying pan or something.
There.
Ooh. Just
We
like
can
all
roll
the items
Goofy
stuck
hair,
in
can
her
hold
hair.
that.
Like full on Marge Simpson.
Ah,
Yeah,
let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to get
yeah,
her
yeah. Well, I've been
colored, but I think she looks a little bit cuter now. I'm working on it. I don't know. if we
Okay.
can see. It's
All right.
she's getting there. She's getting there. She looks distraught. I would like to make her cute though. I feel like she deserves it. This is her first. That's what it is. This is her first big case, and she's working while she's on the job. So she's a detective for hire in her spare time, but in order to pay the bills, our girl's got to wash them windows. I like it. I dig it. You dig? All right. Okay. I don't know what it is about curly hair necessarily that's so difficult to translate for me. I think it's because it's like if you want it to look really cute, you don't want it to be spiraling all over the place and out of control. But sometimes people do. The best curly hair I've ever done was on my one piece, my Luffy chibi that I made. I was really proud of that because I was like, how did I do that? Because I don't know how to do curly hair. That worked out really well. Thank God. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to look cute. There we go. Yeah, maybe she just needed a smaller afro. That's how it was. So I was gonna ask everybody, like, I can't remember if I've asked this on stream before or not, so my apologies if I have not. But has anybody on the panel gone to school for? And we might have some newer viewers, so they might not know. Has anybody gone to school for artwork professionally?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
all self-taught.
Also,
Same.
Tutorials.
but Eric said you've gone to school for art professionally.
Yeah, I got 2 useless pieces of paper.
Oh yeah, seems to be the
Yeah,
general.
I went to 4 years of art school, and then I decided I'm going to get a master's in art education.
And then you were like, forget it.
Yeah,
Go
I just
my
want to draw
own way.
comics for the rest of my life. Why do I need all this?
How does that work? Like, how do you just start drawing comics for a living?
I mean, it's one of those things, like, people who do comics are insane. Like, you started doing them when you were a kid and you never wanted to do anything else.
Yeah.
Like most artists, you're just kind
Yeah,
of
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's the same kind of strange fixation, only that's,
Story of my life.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I originally went to art school because I wanted to do computer animation. It was, 1996, 97. Computers were still being invented yet. We just got the internet.
ah.
Them good old
obviously
Stone
I thought I
Ages.
was going to go to Hollywood to do special effects, and it didn't pan out. CCS up here's program. They didn't know what they were doing. They just wanted to take my money. So
Shocking.
in my junior year, I kind of soft quit 3D animation and just hung out with my drawing teachers all day, especially my anatomy teacher.
That's nice.
It was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay, well, I'll do the bare minimum to pass, but I'm focusing on drawing. And yeah, that was the end of my school experience with that.
Oh wow. I probably would have done me really good. I know that was a great sentence, wasn't it? It would have done me good. It would have done me good if I would have taken an anatomy class. But I'll be honest, I was for drawing. That was the next class that I was supposed to take in college. But I was young And I was scared because I thought that it was going to be one of those classes where I would then be required to stare at naked people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm not ready for that.
you get over it real quick because you realize people are ugly most of the time.
Yeah.
So in real life, they don't pick the pretty people.
There's no pretty people usually take that job either. Usually, sometimes it's other students, but we had one guy. His nickname was Old Drippy.
Where's this going?
So yeah, the romanticization of drawing naked people is a complete myth.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, is there? I gotta ask. Is there a reason he had that name?
Yeah. I mean, it's
I don't
pretty
want to
self-evident.
know.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
I kind of do. That's great. Old Drippy. Oh my gosh. No, only drawing class I took. We just had to draw inanimate objects, and it was about learning to draw what was in front of you, not what you think you see. Which was actually, as I have grown in my artwork, what became something that was so important. Draw what you see, not what you think you see, because you start realizing that your brain automatically fills in spaces of things that you think are there that make sense, but they're not there. And like as I started learning the human body, or learning angles and shadowing and stuff like that, when you really pay attention, a lot of times it looks bad and it's kind of stupid. It doesn't make sense. Even though it's actually what's happening, your brain does not seem to be able to comprehend that because it doesn't look right, even though it's in real life. And I find that very fascinating, that even though it's something we might see all the time and every day, to our brains, it doesn't look right. So we just come up with something that we think makes sense. And all right. I'm getting happier with my gal here. Oh, did we lose Megatron? Just for a little bit, had to reboot. All right, let's see. So I'm happy with her face, but she needs something else.
Okay. All right. This is getting better.
Exactly.
But not level of what I'm seeing on screen.
Same. Yep. I'll go back to, I hate all of you, in Jesus' name. So
I think you can do some colors now.
Oh, be quiet, Megatron. Look, I can't even get past this bathroom. He's like, I think I'm gonna whip out my colors. I'm gonna whip out my colors. All right, fine.
Now
you do it.
The 80s did have a special color palette.
The 60s?
No, the 80s.
Oh. Well, I know that original Scooby-Doo. Well, he went all the way up to the 2000s, and I don't know if they're still doing that. So I guess you do have every generation kind of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I was basing myself totally on the 80s, not on the 60s.
Oh, well, I'm trying to go for 60s. Heck to the yeah, man.
Whatever.
All right. You're just doing whatever. Exactly. That's kind of the thing. It's like whatever your interpretation is, I'm just basically using that to help with me, like to give me a guideline, a guidepost. So maybe it's because my gal don't have any cleavage, and that's why it's like she look weird. Because bathrobes are not really flattering in the human body. Yeah. So I don't think adding cleavage would help this gal out, though, to be honest. So, but we could try. I'm like my brother.
I think it would.
I'm not. It's not my forte doing ladies figures. It's just not. Now Joshua, has no shame. He just puts them out there. Lets it fall where it will. He's good.
Whip them out. Just whip them out.
And like, not the gumdrop buttons. Yeah. He just that was great. Christmas time, unforgettable. That's what it was.
Those aren't gumdrops.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to stick with what I have here because it's not terrible, but she just there's not much of a story. But I think you can definitely tell that my character is nervous. She's cute though. Maybe if I get some color on here, it will better translate as a coat than it will a house dress or something. I just got to get her legs, but now I don't know. Let's see, she'll be a little bit taller.
70s. Maybe she went for 70s here. I thought it was going for 80s, but I think I got
Yeah, whatever works.
I just need reference because I have no clue.
Exactly. Reference is key. All right. Chat, what do you think of our creations so far? Do you think that we're nailing the premise? Do you think we got it? Oh, I'm going to give her some white go-go boots. Yes, queen. Okay, here we go.
There you go.
White. Nothing screams 60s, 70s like white go-go boots. Woo! Remember my mom talking about those.
Hell yeah.
White go-go boots. Anybody who was anybody had them. Here we go. I used to go to church with a gal that had white go-go boots, but she would wear them with like everything. She would wear them with like these broomstick skirts. She just thought they went with everything. Well, you know, good for you. But no, that's not how that works. Just because you can, just because white goes with everything does not mean that those shoes do. So, but hey, I hope she's happy wherever she's at with her shoes. These shoes are weird. All right. They're all looking awesome, says Rolling Chairs, even though I don't know what the premise is. Okay. If you've just hopped on the stream, we've had to create a nervous detective, a female, obviously, a female detective who is nervous. She must have an afro. She needs to be a window cleaner. And somehow we have to have a frying pan in our picture. So maybe that's what it is. Why? I don't know why I felt like she needed to be holding. She needed to be holding the frying pan when really, like everybody else, she could have just had it somewhere in the picture. So I don't know why she. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just put the frying pan somewhere else. Didn't they? They used to wear scarves back in the day too. I could have been like Maria and just put it as part of her
wardrobe. Yeah.
Okay, so what if?
What if?
What if? That is always the question. What if?
What if?
Maybe I'll give her binoculars instead.
Ooh.
Binoculars. And I think that might help. Phil just kind of looks like a peeping Tom, honestly. She's just a nosy neighbor, but hey. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody.
It's a peeping Tom that gets paid.
Well, you know, because if it wasn't for nosy neighbors, you know, you'd have too many weirdos in the neighborhood. You know, you got to have nosy neighbors. They're the security guards that nobody asked for. Okay, I'm a little bit happier with that. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. The frying pan could be her detective hat. Oh. Well, and I realize she's missing a leg, so maybe I could just give her a frying pan for a leg. Totally gonna do it now. Let's see what it looks like. What is this?
That's just sounding more and more like the villain of it. You're just gonna unmask it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe she. Let's see. She would have it here. Let's just see what it looks like. It's on the other side. See, that's how it is. I'm gonna hide it. It's on the other side. You can't see it. No, I think that it would be. It's too hidden. You couldn't see it. That would be too sneaky, too devious. Let's see. Now trying to do this other shoe on the other side is going to be tricky. Or maybe not.
Right.
She's got weird posture. Poor girl. She needs to lift or something. All right. Goes in and frying pan. Where am I going to put this frying pan? Because if I get the frying pan, then I feel like I could be confident enough to actually undertake some coloring. And I think that would really help my picture. But
I was hanging on the wall.
You're back
hanging
now
on the
because
wall
of the
or
frying pan today.
Why don't you put it as a backpack? She could be holding it like
she's a Fortnite
strapped.
character then.
like she has it like strapped on her.
Yeah.
Why would she do that?
You never know. You know that
An emergency egg frying?
No,
Oh,
Just-
Tangled.
Just got very
Tangled
serious.
used it as a very handy weapon.
I'm just gonna give her a tattoo on the cheek of a frying pan.
That's another idea.
There you go.
Was anybody part of the 60s? Did they used to have like weird rings or anything like that? I could always make it like a piece of jewelry.
Give her like a little charm bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The peace sign.
the peace sign can be.
A frying pan peace sign. I feel like it could be hidden in the corner and she's looking for it like Velma for her glasses. Oh,
Mm.
could do
Good
that.
idea.
Or
Let's start.
let's see. Let's try something here. Oops. Oh, I think I got it. She's let's see. She's the window cleaner for a frying pan shop, and she's also spying on the other people, and she's nervous because she thinks they've spotted her spying. I think I've got it. That makes a little more sense. Thank you, chat and panel and lovely guests, for helping me through these dark times. You guys, the real MVP.
The emotional support.
Yes. Oh, for sure. I was falling apart there.
You can do it.
You can do it. So, Eric, I know
Just
this is
do
going to
it.
be kind of a generalized question here, but like when it comes to a project that someone's hired you to do, typically, would you say is the length? What is a typical length of getting a piece out?
I try to have a page completed a day in one day.
Wow.
Wow.
With something that's more cartoony, like with green. I did like 2 pages yesterday.
Wow.
Okay.
Something that's more detailed might take more than a day.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends. Because I try to structure my studio time. Like I see my wife off in the morning, and then I start my day. And then whenever she decides to come home is when my day ends. So
Okay.
if she's doing martial arts or volleyball after work, she may not come home till 8:30, so I get a longer work day.
Nice. Nice.
And then I do all the house husbandry, like clean the cat boxes and get dinner ready for her when she wants dinner. Sometimes it's just a protein shake, those kinds of things.
Oh yeah. Guys, I think I'm happy.
Yay.
There we go. That's fascinating. Like, so what? You don't have like a final say, right? On when a art project is complete, right? You have to run it by the person, and then do you determine how many remakes you get to do, or?
Most stuff ends up not even being inside of a contract. Like for 3PO, I actually wrote my own contract.
Okay.
He didn't have a contract for me. And it's just good business sense to protect yourself.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Like for my clients who are anime voice actors, typically they'll be like, "Hey, I gotta have this, and I gotta have it by this convention. Can you do it?" "Yes, here's the price." "Okay."
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then what my practice is, and I tell everybody up front, is I will send you a rough sketch, and work on it till you email me back and say it's good. Then I do the next process. You have some opportunity to make more changes. Once it's done, it's done. And then you don't get the final print file until I get my money.
Amen to that.
Nice.
Rachel,
Yeah,
says that when he does work, he gets paid.
Yeah. I hear that.
That's so fascinating how all that works. I think I'm gonna make her trench coat green, some flamboyant 60s kind of color. What would you say you've learned through the years that if you were gonna give a youngster, and when I say youngster, I just mean somebody that would like to pursue comic book creation. They could be any age, right? Because we all can start whenever we want to. There's never too late. What would you say is maybe the best one of the best pieces of advice? Because I know it's hard to give just one good piece of advice, but off top of your head, if somebody wanted to get into the comic book industry,
Never too old to make a difference.
what would you start with?
The comic books is one of those industries where you need to have a passion for it in order to do it, because it's very hard to make money. If you're trying to just make money, there are easier ways to make money in this world. In fact, all of them are easier than making money in comics.
I think that could be said of the art world in
Art in general, yeah. No, it's definitely going to be passion.
It's true.
We're all like, yeah.
We're all in it.
Yeah. It would be easier to just work at McDonald's. I've said that numerous times throughout the years. Like, I just want to quit and be like, I could just work at McDonald's. At least there's money, right? At least it's regular. At least I don't have to be smart to do it. At least, and no offense to people who work at McDonald's, but like, when I say you're smart, like it doesn't mean that you're not intelligent if you work at McDonald's. It's more of like, it's easy manual labor. Yes, there is a lot that goes into the social element because you have to deal with crappy customers and you have to be careful because you are working in the food industry and everything like that. But what I'm saying is like the script is written for you. Make food, serve food. Whereas when you're an artist, it really isn't just make art, sell art. It is so far from that. And I tell people all the time that it's like, if you're going to, what I wish would have been taught to me, and they don't do, not that I know of, is that take business classes. If you want to pursue a career in art, because you gotta know how to do your taxes. If you're starting your own business, you need to learn how to market yourself. You need to learn how to produce content or products that people want. We all have, I think all of us maybe have been under that impression that, well, I'll just make art and people will want to buy it because it's good. But that's not how it works. You have to figure out what people want. And then then you kind of have to watch that you don't lose your soul. Because it's kind of a soul-stealing industry, because it's like, well, just because you like it, nobody else does, and you're under this. You get sold this illusion, like, well, if it's your passion, the people will come and just be you. And there's a part of that. You should absolutely be yourself and create what you can. But it's like I actually got the opportunity to talk to Erik about this. It's like finding the balance where it's like, you can produce what you want, but you need to produce a product. Don't get too, Erik actually told me, don't get too attached to what you create, because that doesn't mean it's sellable. You got to find a happy medium there. And that's so hard because artwork is all about passion. And
Agreed.
It really does boil down to the core idea of thinking of it as a product, because a comic book is a product.
Yeah.
It's merchandise. It's also an art form, sure. But that's not what makes the money. It's having a product with characters that people want to be invested in the lives of. And another thing is people get invested in you as the artist.
Oh, that's the hard part too.
I used to do so many conventions, and I would always see the same types of people at every show. They have their head down, head in their phone.
Yeah.
People walking by, they're not being engaging whatsoever.
Yeah.
And in those environments, people need McDonald's. They need a big, loud menu. They need somebody saying, well, how can I help you? Because their brains are just like sensory overload for the most part. So you got to stand out and you got to be memorable.
Yeah.
One of the things that helped me out the most is actually I took on a character. I do a lot of stuff in pro wrestling. And I was doing lots of pro wrestling art. And so the idea of becoming like a wrestling manager, my kayfabe, my character that I put on at shows. Because when I'm home, I don't say words all day. I'm more introverted. So I turn on the extrovert, play a character.
Yeah.
Much easier that way. Then I come home and I can go back to, being in my cave alone.
Yes. No, it's the same. I used to do vending events too. And, I think a lot of artists are introverted. We're just because we're in our own heads and all that stuff. And that's, it's fine. It's fantastic. But if you want to be successful, you have to learn how to reach people. Because like you said, it's a product and people want to be invested in it. And even if they like what you do, if they don't like you and they're put off by what it is that you're doing, they're not going to come back. And there would be sometimes when I would go to vending events and I'm just not feeling it, there's just a day where it's like, I just don't want to people right now. And that was when I was younger and still learning, and I would know better now, but it's like, okay, you came here to work, sweetheart. You got to turn on the magic because the people are not going to be engaged if you just stand there and stare at them. Because a lot of times you have to remember that the people you're selling to, some of them are also introverted. And if you're just standing there staring at them, waiting for them to buy something, they're not going to go to your booth. And that's the thing. Again, it's like they don't teach you that in school. And that is important to know. That's salesmanship. That's marketing yourself. And I definitely don't have the magic solution to all of that, but I know that I'm more knowledgeable and better at it now. But so it's just, kind of just how it goes. And with that being said, if you go to my Etsy store, you can buy my Chibis. They're right there. I do wonderful work. You can also
selfish.
I'm also
Nice plug.
I know it just kind of worked out. I also am open for commissions to do customized, hand-drawn, and digital Chibis. Stop by. Links are in the description box down below. And please, shamelessly plug yourselves. That'd be all good. And yeah, absolutely. That's good advice. May I ask Erik, what? Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing.
Check out.
Go ahead.
I see some people are saying things in the private chat. Take care of what you got to do. Do all good stuff. Erik, how old were you when, if you don't mind me asking, were you when absolutely, Maria. When you started drawing
I'll be right back.
Sure.
When I started drawing professionally?
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much right out of college, I decided to start self-publishing my own comic book.
Oh, cool.
So I started working on that while I was working at Starbucks and
yes.
whatever little menial jobs. Like I had been in a graphic design shop for a few years, doing billboards and other non-satisfying workloads.
Soul crushing, yeah.
It was soul crushing, definitely. And so I started out with comics in the unpopular realm of the indie scene back in the day. It was not like it is today.
Okay.
My comics were black and white. I used some extra college loan money from my master's to print my first book.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you had a book.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of old books. I've done like 9 or 10 different graphic novels over the years, but like I started out doing comics, and I went to web comics while I was teaching, and didn't get into the fan art thing until I had to quit teaching. And after I quit teaching, I started doing fan art, going to conventions, and started to actually make money because that's what sells.
Right.
Is the fan art. And once I started doing that, actually, I started to build a following. I fell into anime art and wrestling as my big niches, and just dove right into it and had a really nice long fan artist career. But you get to a point where you hit a wall and you're like,
yeah,
I'm not telling stories anymore. This is not what I wanted to do with my life.
Yeah.
I want to tell my stories. And so this is the year where I'm like cutting out conventions. I've only got 2 scheduled for the rest of the year so far. and I'm just focusing on getting green done this year.
Yeah.
I have the Little Mermaid, which if you go to littlemermaid.com, you can still get in on the crowdfunder for that. It's at Fund My Comic. It's a parody of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, only she's not looking for a prince, she's looking for revenge. Because it's Merc like mercenary.
Nice.
Oh wow.
And so that's at Fund My Comic right now. You can go to littlemermaid.com for that. The pro wrestling art led to doing the Roddy Piper comic book, and I'm just finishing up the British Bulldog, which is the sequel to this book. And then after that, we're announcing Kurt Angle for the third book. And it's like wrestlers as superheroes, and we're doing a little shared universe thing. So that's a lot of fun.
That sounds amazing.
I did put your
so
link
cool.
to your Fund My Comic for the Little Mermaid. I put that in the comment section. So guys, be sure to check that out. It looks pretty amazing.
Amazing.
I like the colors. It looks very unique, that's for sure. Wow.
It's definitely a male-centered book, so
yeah, I get that. Hey, what'd you say? A product? You gotta find a product that sells.
Hey, know your audience.
Whitey's Wiki Workshop says really cool stuff going on. Thank you. The Forgotten Man, hello. I haven't forgotten about you. Hi, Tabitha. Work never ends, even when I'm not on the job. People are always wanting things done for them. Always. Always, always. This is true. This is true. All right. I'm feeling better about my lady now that I'm starting to get some color on here. How are you guys feeling about yours?
I'm loving it. This is fun.
It's funny.
so nice.
Like after we're done with the show, of course, we're always kind of fretting a little bit here in the beginning because it's like, what the freak are we supposed to do with this information? How are we supposed to translate this into whatever it is that we're supposed to create? But I, have had several guests on the show, lots of reoccurring guests, and we all kind of say the same thing, that in a way, it helps get us out of a creative rut. It takes us out of our own mind. Because it's like, this is nothing. I'm pretty sure this is not something that any of us in our free time would be like, this is what I'm feeling today. This is what I need to draw today.
Yeah, I think I need to draw a detective who is nervous and is a windshield. Oh yeah, absolutely.
A window cleaner. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's going to say that to themselves. And so,
could be a hot chick right now. But you know what? Yeah, draw window cleaner.
And so it takes you out of your own mind and you just create. That's like when I would teach kids how to paint in an art studio. It's like what I would often tell people. It's like when that are creative already. It's like what I recommend when it came to painting. When you get an itch to create something, but you don't know what it is you want to create, I highly recommend painting the sky, like a sunset, or just painting clouds, because you can never do it the wrong way. There is no wrong way to paint a sky because there are no two skies ever the same. There's no wrong way to paint or draw a cloud because clouds do not have an exact shape. And so it just it frees that, or if you will, that itch, that desire. It settles that score that you have in yourself where you need to create something, but you just don't know what to create, because oftentimes, if you're like me, you overcomplicate it. I start thinking, I want to do this, and then maybe I should do this and this, and then I get overwhelmed because I know there's a lot of things that are not my strong suit, like form, and I'm working on poses and stuff like that. So then I basically depress myself because I've overwhelmed myself with the possibilities, and then I don't end up making anything anyway. So these streams help me as well, because I'm trying to learn to let go of a lot of the details and just get the basic idea out there. Stop fretting about the details. You can finesse that later. At least that's the process.
I was going to ask, like, what if you've ever had, I'm probably sure you have, artist block, and what you did to overcome it.
I know I have, for sure. I don't always have a method for overcoming it. Right. There's draw anyways, or there's doodling. The best advice is to just draw anyway. Find something simple to draw, or actually, because even creativity is supposed to be. a liberty or whatever like that. It's just supposed to be our happy place, but it can actually be you have to be disciplined in doing it as well, because especially if it is a job, because it's like, if this is how you make your money and you're just not feeling it, which most of us, I'm sure, is how we would prefer to create, just feel it. But when you're not feeling it and you need to pay the bills, you got to make it,
Stop feeling it. Or start feeling it.
I'm starting to feel it. What about you?
Gotta start feeling it.
You
actually, I've been going through an artist block recently, and it's not been cool.
No,
I couldn't get myself to paint. I couldn't get myself to crochet. I couldn't get nothing inspired me to do so. Even though I have several pictures that screenshots of things that I thought, oh, this would look really nice in watercolor, or this would look really nice, or I have this pattern that I want to do.
Right.
But it was just like, I sit down and I'm like, it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to anymore.
It's crazy.
It's horrible.
It is. Well, that's like,
when those types of things happen, my strongest recommendation is to do something that's completely opposite. Like, that's when I'll get up and decide to go clean the cat boxes, or do
okay,
dinner, or clean the house. I can't get out of my art space and do something that's not art for a while, so that my mind can disengage and declutter.
Yeah. That's true. Manual labor.
Multiple projects that you're working on at the same time, and then you can just switch to a different project.
I've learned that too. My hairstylist, actually, he's a professional painter on the side, and he does multiple paintings at one time. And for me, it never dawned on me to do that. I just thought you had to kind of stick with one thing and finish it, and that would get discouraging. So
I never have one crochet project.
Right. And he's like, so that whenever you're not feeling one project, but you want to create, just switch over to another. I guess it's kind of like one reason, like I typically start numerous books. It's like, I never just read one book at a time. I'm usually reading 3 or 4, and it's almost like changing the channel, if you will, on your interests. And I find that to be very helpful. Manual labor definitely helps too. And I'm excited because earlier this week, I got tagged in a video by RevKev, and he was reviewing a board game of some kind. And he, what was it? He mentioned me because of the art style. It was a chibi art style. And a lot of people, and it's no disrespect to them, a lot of them make the mistake of saying that I paint chibis. I really don't do that. I draw. I color them with coloring pencil and markers and stuff like that. But all of a sudden I was like, I really haven't ever painted a chibi before. And so it inspired me, and I've got it. Well, you can kind of sort of see my easel in the back there, but I've actually, and it's been a while since I've painted, decided to finally paint a chibi and see how that would turn out. So I'm super stoked for that. And sometimes inspiration will just kind of come out of nowhere. And I love that.
What happened?
The Forgotten Man says, I draw pretty mean stick figures. Everybody says that. And you got to start somewhere. He says, I could be wrong, but it looks like you're falling behind, Tabitha. Thanks a lot. It's hard hosting a show, Forgotten Man. Forget you. No, it's okay. I am. I wasn't quite as far along. Hosting does take it out of you when you're doing a show. But the other thing was, I really got lost in my creation and wasn't really sure where to go, and kind of had to restart some stuff. So that's one reason. That's one reason why I'm behind. But thank you for noticing. They're out there. They see you. I'm trying my new Ohuhu markers, and I'm not quite as familiar with them as I am with Copics. So I'm gonna give them a try and see what happens.
Combos.
Oh.
I switched over to the Ohuhus actually because I'm not the type of person that keeps up with actually cleaning my Copics.
Oh.
So they end up dying in a wasteland. And I'm like, why am I buying these expensive things? So I finally tried those because I think it was Jazzer his YouTube.
Oh, Jazza, yeah.
Yeah, he did a comparison between the two. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this looks good enough for me, and they're like a fraction of the price too.
Exactly. So I'm slowly building up my collection. The only thing that I prefer which most people will say, what I prefer Copics over the Ohuhus is the tip. It makes a huge difference with the shape and the vibe of the nib. These ones are, I know you can get replacements, but that's just extra purchase because the nibs on the Ohuhus are stiffer than the ones on the Copics. And I've been using Copics for years now. And I would just like to point out to the Forgotten Man, and no shame, Dr. Rachel, but hers isn't as colored as everybody else's either. So, although it looks absolutely fantastic. Not calling you out, Dr. Rachel, just trying to make myself look better. Yeah.
No worries. I was having some camera trouble. Like it's
don't
weird. My overhead camera that I'm using to show this overheats really quickly.
Oh my.
So then it just stops working.
Oh, I hate that.
Yep.
Rest in peace, camera.
I know. So I had to give it some time to cool down and then try it again. And OBS wasn't working.
Timeout.
You know, I did give it a timeout.
I'm not the best with skin tone either, so I hope this will be an appropriate color. Hey, you know, we're all just trying our best here, but I'm much happier with how my characters are looking now. And, but I don't. Hello, a Juki-holic. Is the art party time actual art? I would say so. I think we're all pretty passionate about what we're creating this evening. But welcome over there on Twitch watching us stream. Welcome, welcome. I need to message my friend Nomi. I don't know if you're up for it, Dr. Rachel, but we were thinking about playing some games tonight. You in? We haven't played Pal World with you yet. You gotta.
I know. I still haven't started it.
You could.
I know.
Tonight, if you wanted to.
I'll have to see what the plan is because Jed is feeling really ill. I'm calling him out right now, but he's feeling really sick. I almost said I couldn't make it tonight to the stream.
Broken everybody's heart, though.
I know everyone would be so sad.
We would be.
But,
I know. I would.
But he insisted I'd come on. And
well, he's the real MVP. There's a reason during MegaCon that I said he was my favorite Geeks and Gamers member. And that's the reason right there. He tells Dr. Rachel to come on my channel no matter what. Even though he's dying of the palsy or whatever.
It's something. Just, like list a few things, roll a couple dice, give him some diseases. That's probably what he's got.
Right. He could be. Forgotten Man says, oh no, here's a challenge. In one of your group streams, everyone has to use crayons for an art piece.
I can do that.
I don't know if that would be too bad, but a lot of us are very comfortable with using our preferred medium.
I'm on turns all the time.
Well, maybe one day we can try it. Right now, we're kind of going through franchises that a lot of our viewers actually suggested. And Scooby-Doo, I believe, was a suggested franchise. So we're going to go through that list. Last time we did Harry Potter. Who knows what next month we'll have. So for those that are new here to the channel,
that one actually
I think so, right? I know you, of course, suggested Transformers, obviously.
Nice.
Which I would probably die trying to figure out how to create a Transformer.
Yeah.
But that's, again, part of the challenge. But an artist. I'm an artist. I'm Dreaming Tabitha, the host of the show. And we try to get together with different artists once a month. Typically, we mix up the mediums. As you can see, we've got digital art. We've got a lot of markers and pencils. Sometimes we have makeup artists come on and try to create. It's always fun. Always fun.
Oh, my gosh.
I would love it. I'm going to send her the prompt for this. And be like,
please do.
This is what you missed.
Yes.
This is what you've missed tonight. And we're all deeply disappointed because we really want to know what you could have done with this on stream. Last time she was so excited because she got to use her elf ears that she made because she is making prosthetics. And she's done like Klingon faces. She's done
Yeah.
again the elf ears, and who knows what else she's cooking on in her little studio over there. But yeah, and on my channel, I kind of do all kinds of stuff. I do digital artwork, I do painting, I do Chibi tutorials because that's primarily what I do around the parts of the internet. And I do sell my artwork over on the Etsy shop. All the links are in the description box down below. Yes, they are. Here we go. I think I remember that I suggested Back to the Future, says Forgotten Man. Oh, Rolling Chair says Dune would be cool. I don't know, man.
That's coming out.
Yeah. I don't know. That might be there's some weird characters in there. And I
personally am a very big Dune fan. Like the books Dune fan.
I was gonna say, did you watch the movie, the old movie?
Yes, I did. I've read the book. Not all the books because they're like 6, but I've read the first one several times before I knew there were more.
Oh, okay. Well, gift that keeps on giving.
I love, and I thoroughly enjoyed the last movie that they made. Also,
yeah.
So good.
Okay. Yeah, it was very good. I have to say that I don't say this I don't say it very often, but I think that the newer Dune movie is better than the 1984 one.
Oh, for sure.
The 1984 one is very peculiar and slow moving and a little too detailed. I was just on Inside the Booth on Tuesday discussing it, went back to the roots there. And I was saying that it's like there's a reason why people take details out of books, and because they don't when they make movies, because they don't translate well in cinema. You have to remember that they're two different mediums for storytelling, and sometimes it just doesn't work, when it's in the book. And so you have to take some of the politics and the religion and the bureaucracy and everything. You kind of have to tone it down. And I think they did a really good job of that, because Dune is full of all of that. It's a huge component of the story. And so when you're a newbie and you're coming in and they're just swinging right at you with like, okay, this house, that house, this is what we're doing. This is the ecosystem. And you're like, dear God, I don't even know what their names are. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, I have my heart on the old movie because it's just so nostalgic for me. This is like, my mom's a big fan also, so I get it from her. I can't rule that one out.
Okay. Well, my dad, like, that's apparently one of his favorite movies. I've just found out was the original, the one with Sting. And that was funny because that's what we were saying, is like, that's all people know that older movie for is, the one with Sting. Like, I don't hear anybody else talk about anything, but they're like, oh, that's Dune, the one with Sting. And like my brother was pointing out, the best part about that is the fact that Sting barely, it's Sting, right? Famous musician, singer, songwriter, and he barely says like 15 words in this movie. It's like, you wouldn't even know. It's great. But it says, oh wow, it is. Rolling Chair says, I'm seeing the next movie on the 25th and my theater is sold out. I'm pretty excited. I'd like to see it. I'd like to go see it. I really enjoyed the first rendition. It's not sad. This is great. I hope so. I'm glad that you're here. Tremors has to be another franchise to draw, specifically the Ass Blasters. I've never seen Tremors. I've never seen it.
Oh, I like it.
Is it a horror?
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a horror movie, but it's a monster movie. So it's about these giant worms underneath the ground.
Ooh. I don't like giant
they're fun. It's a fun movie.
Okay.
It is a fun movie.
All right.
It's tough to classify that one as horror.
Oh, is it kind of like a silly horror?
Yeah, it's
Kinda,
like
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared of touching it anymore because I feel like I'm done.
Already? I'm almost there. Everybody's got
I
the
still
jump.
got a lot to go.
Everybody's got the jump on me.
Don't worry, Tabitha. I still got a lot to go. So you're not alone.
I just went very simple. I went super simple.
I'm not good with the simple. Which
I
is
can't do it.
Which is why these streams are good for me, because you have to figure out how to simplify. Otherwise, because I don't know about you guys, but that is probably one of my worst issues when it comes to creating an image and planning it out, is the planning it out. I don't keep it simple. And so I overcomplicate all the details, and I've got to get it just perfect because this means so much to me, and then I end up not doing it. So these streams are actually teaching me a lot about how to create faster, fill in the details later, just get the basic concept out and you'll be okay. And so I hope this helps other people to, again, see that we artists, whether we do this in our spare time, full time, we struggle. All right. I could do more, but blending with her face, but I need to press on. And I'm checking out Erik's over there, and I'm appalled by how great it looks. I'm sickened.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
All right. Erik's not welcome here ever again. Everybody else is doing such a great job. Look at the colors. Oh, she looks like Daphne. This is so cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh, look at that. And she's in the window too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
freaking fantastic.
I think her eyes are a little bit too far apart though.
He is so fast with the hair and everything. And then we got Dr. Rachel. Don't worry, don't stop on our account. We'll just look at it upside down for now. But look at the little hat on top of her.
And then down here, she's got like the little mystery machine, but it's a little window cleaner.
That's so cute.
Window cleaning mystery machine. And we got Maria's, which looks so cute. Look at those pants.
Nice.
Is that with coloring pencil?
Yeah, watercolor pencil.
Oh, sure, yeah, do watercolor. Pan out. I like the graphic too with the pan on it. That's so cool. And then you've got mine, which will look better once she's got her eyes and stuff like that taken care of. So let me just work on that. It's hard, like I said, because I'm using my Ohuhu markers and I'm not accustomed to using them. So I'm going a little slower. But it's coming along. Got my squeegee. Yeah. Interesting. Now, the Tremors movie, though, they've made like 3 of those, haven't they?
Yeah, they've made a few. I think I've only seen the first 2.
So
yeah, the first 2 are probably the best. Definitely number 1. 3 gets a little wonky, and then there's like 1,000 other ones that are straight.
So it's like
literally
Sharknado.
There's 1,000 Mars.
Yeah, I think Sharknado was inspired by Tremors, probably.
Okay. So I've seen Sharknado, so it's in that kind of vein, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little better.
A little better. All right. Let's see. How am I going to do this? See you, Whitey. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sure you'll come back and check out what the final results look like. 5 or 6 Tremors. Okay. So are they all about my goodness, that's a lot of worms.
Yeah, it's all about worms, actually.
That'd be horrifying.
Graboids, I think, is what they call them. Something like that.
It's weird.
I have no idea, but no, I'm just going to enjoy you guys.
Well, thank you, Maria. I might have to call on your help. Let's see. I need to. I'm not good with the hair like Megatron. Like I don't know how to do the highlights and the. I'm scared.
Oh, I didn't do any highlights.
I like them though. So. All right, let's see. She got a gold earring too. I'll make sure I don't go in that. I'm trying to give her those bangle earrings, you know.
There we go.
There we go. Maria, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but how long have you been doing watercolor?
Oh, just a couple years.
Oh, okay. What got you started in that medium?
Yeah. The quickness. I love the quickness of it. It's and the fact that you can take it out like to go draw and paint in the wild. I'm a big nature fan. In the wild. Is the wild.
Maria's out
I'm
there
a
with the
big
gorillas and the kangaroos watercoloring.
Heck yeah.
more like the Canadian geese and bears maybe.
They're fierce,
Raccoons.
too.
Got a lot of raccoons.
Wash bears.
You're out there in the field and there's an anthropologist studying you.
That's right.
So
instruction saying what's going on. He has a secret in word form right there. Okay.
Oh gosh, I haven't seen memes in a long time.
I know. He likes to show up unannounced.
Yeah.
A man.
So yeah, that's why I went for watercolor because of how quick it is, but it is like I have thrown out so many pictures.
Oh, yes.
Some people say, "Why do you throw out? They're so nice." I'm like, "No, it's not worth it. No,
it's not up to my
my
standards.
My standards.
My very high standards.
Very high. Agreed. So yeah, that's why.
Okay.
And I did it on my own.
Standards.
Yeah,
Okay.
just basically
Now
grab
we're just
watercolor tutorials.
I don't know what I'm doing, but we're just going for it. Yeah, I often say that I think that YouTube should literally have a program called YouTube University, where if you take so many classes and learn so many things and you prove that you've actually done it, that you get a certificate. I mean, how many people have learned how to like cook, rewire their car, whatever the case might be? I think of people like the Capable Gentleman who teaches people or young men how to, or anybody who's willing to listen to it, like how, again, to rewire things, how to install things. And you watch enough of these programs and, you can become a plumber and stuff like that, essentially. And if they would elaborate on it a little more, they could make their own little university, because most people are learning more off of the internet than they are in school.
Agreed.
I mean, I listen to business podcasts. I listen to other artists, all history, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm learning far more on YouTube than I did in school. And I love school. Don't get me wrong. I'm one of those people. I loved school. I like what Natalie Portman said. I love education. I'm not a big fan of school.
That's fair.
I think it's up there, Steve.
Agreed.
Good answer. Yeah. Kind of like Hermione Granger. I love learning, but I mean, school was kind of cool too. I was homeschooled, so when I actually went to college, it was like, look at me. I'm like where the people are. I'm like normal people.
Where the people are. Okay, Ariel.
I know. Even though I'm introverted, it's just I still enjoy the company of people for a short period of time, especially if I'm learning. And then I would become the teacher's pet, and I was like, they like me. They really like me. Meme says I learned how to change a urinal on YouTube. See, everybody's a better person because of YouTube.
I learned a lot of art stuff and cosplay from YouTube. That's what actually got me doing art, really.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've learned so much about Chibis, highlighting and shadowing. A lot of it was trial and error on my own part. But then, when you're tired of failing and struggling and you can't figure out why something's not working, you go to the internet. And we basically help each other. And honestly, it's almost like back in the day when you would have neighbors that you'd actually talk to and you'd hang out with them and they would teach you how to do certain things. It's essentially kind of like what it is over on YouTube. You find somebody, even if you don't really technically know them, but you find somebody and they teach you how to do stuff. They essentially take you under their wing and they're like, all right, today, guys, we are going to learn how to make pasta from scratch, which is kind of cool. Which actually, I learned how to make pasta sauce from scratch from YouTube.
Nice.
Oh, really? Nice.
And it's the best pasta sauce that I've ever had. Anything from scratch is, I think, the best anyway. That's just me personally.
I just learned how to do tandoori chicken sauce and Mediterranean yellow rice in the last 2 weeks because my wife is obsessed with this Mediterranean restaurant we go to once in a while, and we gotta make this at home, is what I was told. So.
Oh, I know, don't you? That's a wonderful conversation. I can make this. That's how we fall into that trap. I don't know what I'm doing with this hair. I'm struggling, but she's got hair. She's got hair.
I just realized that mine kind of just looks like a Miss Frizzle.
She does look a little bit like Miss Frizzle.
A little bit Miss Frizzle.
Hey,
I can see it.
Who doesn't love Miss Frizzle?
loved the Magic School Bus. It was so good.
Same.
I'm just gonna do with her like what I did with Luffy, and that seemed to work, and I really liked it.
You know,
So-
another category that I just popped up when we were talking about Miss Frizzle. It's like kind of winds me down. Gargoyles.
I've never seen Gargoyle. I always
Never
wanted
seen
to.
Gargoyles.
I would love
It's such
to,
a great
though.
show.
That's
The
what
first
I've
season
heard.
is spectacular.
We used to see the commercials for it, and it was like, that looks like a show, because I'm really into fantasy and things like that. Like, this show looks like it's right up my alley. But back in the day, it was a cartoon we weren't really allowed to watch. You know, there was a lot of speculation about cartoons and stuff like that back then, and so my parents wanted to be careful what we watched. And Gargoyles was potentially an iffy one, so we just didn't. But you know, now we're not so crazy and we understand. But at the same time, like I'm grateful that my parents were strict, because you see what's happening nowadays in TV, and you're like,
Oh yeah,
ooh.
Oh yeah.
that's so sad.
All right, I'm gonna stop spending too much
Yeah.
time.
Oh no, I've watched so many. Like Reboot. Reboot was so awesome. I think Gargoyles is a great show. Well, I
Leave it
watched.
as-
Oh yeah,
You are so young. Anybody remember Silverhawks? Inhumanoid,
no.
HR
no.
Puff and stuff.
You
Nope.
know. Hey, I know
Heard-
Scooby Doo.
Oh come on, no. Thundercats. That would be another one.
I wasn't allowed to watch Thundercats either.
You weren't allowed. Oh my gosh, I was so Chitara. Oh man, I love Chitara.
Yeah, they looked really
Thundercats,
good.
He-Man, She-Ra.
I wasn't allowed to watch.
I was a weird kid.
well, I
Most of my
wasn't-
first crushes were cartoon characters.
Well,
Yeah, it's so so cute. So I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, for example.
yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch that either.
So my parents prohibited. But I watched Gargoyles, Beetlejuice,
No, I wasn't allowed to watch.
well, X-Men. Saturday morning was just, a bomb of cartoons.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Flintstones, the Jetsons, those were my jam.
There you go.
I grew up with a lot of the older cartoons.
And
But,
then
like,
afterwards,
when I say older,
Rugrats.
I mean like the older cartoons, like the ones that Jabberjaw, Josie and the Pussycats.
My most favorite old cartoon is Fractured Fairy Tales.
I don't know that one.
Look it up
I
on
don't know that
YouTube.
one.
It's all these
Fractured Fairy Tales.
They take fairy tales, but it's twisted in a humorous fashion.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
sounds
done
fun.
like in early mid '60s, I think is when they started. All the animation was done in Mexico on the cheap, so it's very limited animation. But you'll be, if you've never seen it before, it'll have you rolling in your seat.
Twisted Fairy.
It usually came on with Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I've seen Rocky and Bullwinkle. Let's see.
And then the class. Well, also it was Animaniacs,
I've seen
Tiny
that.
Toons.
I did see that.
Oh my gosh, I had like 50 cartoons. Like once I was, at work, I was
Snorks.
talking. I think it was to
Snorks.
what?
Has anybody ever seen the Snorks?
Snorks,
Swim
yeah.
along
I
with
don't
the
think so.
Snorks. Swim along
No.
with the Snorks, so much to see. There are these little underwater creatures with these big round heads, and they have a little horn flexible thing that they breathe out of, and they're called storks. Oh yeah, Powerpuff Girls. I watched that. My mom didn't like it, but she let us.
Powerpuff Girls.
Tasmania.
Powerpuff Girls, amazing.
I did watch
Tasmania.
Voltron, Ninja Turtles.
Voltron, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Keep them coming. Keep it coming.
I was gonna say these are pretty good.
Power Rocket. Everything that Nickelodeon. Oh, Doug, Arthur.
I did watch
Ren and Stimpy.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold, move it, football head. I didn't really like.
Such
I wasn't
great.
my thing. It's funny. I tell the story. I like to pick on my mom because again, there were a lot of cartoons that we weren't allowed to watch, right? And because they were trying to keep us safe from possible bad things that they heard were in these commercials. This was before IMDb. It just had to be word of mouth, right? And you didn't want to risk watching it, and then it turned out to be bad, and you've exposed your kids to this idea, and you have to explain we don't do that, so they just would rather we avoided it altogether, and that's okay. It worked. I turned out all right. I only go to therapy 3 times a week. I'm just kidding.
I'm very jealous because my parents did none of that.
Oh, well, there you go. See, no, obviously when we were growing up, we were like, man, we just want to be like everybody else. And then you realize that everybody else is crazy. So no offense to anybody here. And but anyway, so I lost my train of thought. We were talking about cartoons. We were talking about therapy.
Your parents not allowing you to watch several cartoons.
That was going into something else that was really had to do with what we were talking
Important.
about. Oh, that's what it was. Rugrats. Okay, so everybody was into Rugrats back in the day, and we didn't watch Rugrats, right? So years later, I tell my mom, I'm like, so what? Or I asked my mom, I said, so what exactly was it about Rugrats that was so evil, right? What was the hidden message in Rugrats that we weren't allowed to watch this cartoon like the other ones, right? Because gargoyles, they kind of represented the devil. So I got it, right? So, okay. So what was it about Rugrats that was subliminal messaging? She's like, oh, I just thought it was stupid.
Oh, I loved Rugrats.
Oh,
like, okay. So I would sneak watch it over at my friend's house, thinking I was doing something bad, and I was, and then I come to find out, my mom thought it was stupid, which was funny because we literally would watch Two Stupid Dogs. But somehow, which I'm sure my mom didn't like that either, but somehow we got that one through the cracks, but we weren't allowed to watch Rugrats. Hey, it's all good. Again,
oh my gosh, Rugrats was so cute.
I look at it now as an adult, and I'm like, now, everybody's into anime, and I never got into anime. We weren't allowed to watch that either. And I always wanted to, and I started trying it as an adult. And I don't know, there's just something about going back as an adult, trying to watch these cartoons, these anime. And it's like, it's a little much for me because everybody's over exaggerated. Everybody's always hyper. They're kind of yelling at each other all the time. But I found one.
It really depends on the anime.
I found one the other day. You'd be proud of me, Maria, that I actually really enjoyed. And they
Which
have
one?
a new, it's called Delicious in Dungeon.
Delicious in Dungeon.
Huh?
Okay, Eric's laughing.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
I know the premise. I haven't watched it yet, but it's basically these dungeon crawlers, and they're hunting monsters to cook, right?
Yeah, so they have to try to rescue somebody who's been eaten by a dragon, and they're like, and this is where it's brilliant. They're like, it takes a really long time to digest people, so she should be okay for a couple of days. If we leave now, we can rescue her, right? And so there's like 7 layers or something like that to this dungeon. Each layer is completely different, and then while they're going through each dungeon, they have a cookbook, and they're discovering new recipes from these different monsters, and it's just like the craziest, coolest premise. And I'm like, I like this show, and I saw they just came out with a new season or new episodes, and it's a recent Power 900. Delicious in Dungeon is a recent anime that's out now, and I think it's the coolest thing. It's weird, but it's so cool because it's about cooking.
That's cool.
Yeah, I would recommend, with your sensibilities, don't watch Food Wars.
Oh, okay. Is that like a
It's all
cooking
about
show or is
cooking.
that anime?
It's anime.
Oh, okay. What?
Oh
why?
man, my
What's wrong?
anime's like, well, no, I've never heard of this. My anime is more of the '90s anime.
Like Sailor Moon or whatever.
Absolutely, Sailor Moon is my top notch.
Ah.
Sailor Moon, but Dragon Ball all the way through, all the way to GT. And other ones
tried
that
starting
aren't
that
very.
last-
It's amazing. It's really cool. For example, there's one called Fushigi Yugi. That's not very well known. I think it's a great
Probably because it sounds
story.
like a sneeze.
Maybe it sounds like sushi. Fushigi Yugi.
Have you guys tried the sushi and Nagiri recently?
Rurouni Kenshin, amazing.
I'm gonna draw some.
And the one that really got me started, no, Sailor Moon got me started, but one of them that really got me hyped was called Magical Knights Ray Earth. And that it's a very interesting story about 3 girls who go to this magical land and are like, they have a mission, but you would think it's one type, but it ends up being another. So it's like, wow, you know.
She's like, wow. I tried Dragon Ball Z because I've only ever seen it. Hey, it is the one and only Erik Hodson over here, and he's doing a flippin' awesome job, and I'm mad as possibly could be at him. But I think mine is coming along. I'm getting there. I'm almost done. Compared to what she was looking like, she's coming along. I tried Dragon Ball Z, and then all of a sudden there was this naked boy on my screen, little naked boy, and I thought this was for kids. And then he was like saying weird things to the woman that was watching him. And I talked to somebody, they're like, oh yeah, that was because it was directed by this one. If you go into Dragon Ball Z or whatever like that, that guy was known for doing shock and awe moments. And if you're not really into that, go over to this. They're like, their audience primarily was for like, you know, grown men who were like little boys or something like that. Sorry, Maria. And so I don't know. It's still interesting. It just was like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, oh, I mean, I just gave the story about how I was trying to avoid human anatomy, and there it was for everybody to see.
My first anime was called Captain Harlock.
Okay.
There was a VHS tape at my local video store where I grew up, and I wore that tape out. I was like the only one that ever rented it out.
Oh, what is it about?
He's a space pirate. There's this whole universe, and encompasses a few other series like Galaxy Express 3, 9, and whatever. But essentially, an alien race enslaves humans, and he was part of the military that lost. They tried to bring him in, and he breaks loose, and is a rebel pirate. I guarantee, Jay, you know what that is.
I was just gonna say, it sounds like something he would really enjoy. Rebel pirate.
So that was my first one, and then I didn't really watch anything until the '90s and Gundam Wing, the Big O. You know, these are big, couple big mech shows. I also did Dragon Ball Z for a little while, and and then from there just like dove right into it. Venus Wars, Akira, Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Akira.
No, I don't know any of these. Oh my goodness.
And then you have your modern classics like let's see. Like Fairy Tail, one of my all-time favorites. That's a really good one. And then Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer.
Now I did start watching that one, and I didn't mind it. Apparently, I like a particular kind of theme or story that goes along with it, and I enjoyed that one. I just haven't finished watching it. All right. Sorry, I had to get that out. Okay, I think
so simple.
Well, mine is too.
So
I haven't even done the inside of her ear, but I think I'm coming down to the end. I'm coming down to the end, I think. I mean, obviously, if I had a lot more time, I would do some more details in the face and stuff. But I think overall, I'm like, I am like Burger King with it. I'm loving it. Or is that McDonald's? Yeah, that's McDonald's. I'm loving it. All right, I'm gonna.
No, I'm just looking at like Megatron, and I'm like, oh, mine is like super simple.
He'll make you sick with envy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna make some simple brick. Brick over there. I say simple brick, but I have to. I even have some suds coming off of my window.
Maybe I can take a photo and then play with it digitally.
Oh, that I do that all the time. That would be really cool. Let's see. I've been doing more digital art myself with my little genie characters that I love. They're so cute. They're fierce. Excuse me. They're not cute. They're warriors.
I'm just enjoying you guys, watching you guys stream. Like all
I'm
the art.
sorry, Maria. We're
nice.
we're coming to the end here.
No. I am not sorry at all.
Okay.
I enjoy watching you guys.
No, you're Canadian?
A.
I know. I had to throw a Canadian joke in there somewhere. Okay, her shoes just totally disappeared. We gotta throw a brick in there to separate her shoes. There we go.
Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my wife's favorite anime,
Oh,
IQ.
Which one?
It's about volleyball.
volleyball. They have an anime for everything.
Cool.
Yeah, they do.
They
There's an
do.
anime for everything.
They do.
She's obsessed with that show. Like, she's watched all 4 seasons at least 8 times in a row. There's a movie in Japan now, and she's angry that it hasn't had a release date for the States yet.
Well, you know, we are a little bit behind the times, I think, when it comes to the Asian entertainment, you know. Seems like they're kind of one-upping us here in the West.
What do you think of the live action things that they've been coming out of animes?
One Piece is great.
I love
the others. I won't touch.
The others
Okay.
I won't. I
really liked Rurouni Kenshin, the live action, but it was a Japanese production. It wasn't Hollywood.
See, that's a big difference. Because then they're more likely to be true to the source material. Since it comes from the same country, it's that same influence and everything. I did try watching the anime of One Piece, but again, it's very hyper. But it pretty much was like the show, and I was very impressed by that. And I'm eager to see. I don't know what exactly constitutes anime, but I know that I am curious to see the Airbender show that Netflix produced.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, somebody said the rolling chairs. What do y'all think of Avatar? I sense that Dr. Rachel has some strong opinions already.
I have very strong opinions. I really just liked it. I've only seen the first episode, but I loved the cartoon. Absolutely loved the cartoon. And they just, in my opinion, butchered it.
Oh, like, really?
It has none of the heart of the cartoon. Like the characters are just so off. It's less of a live action adaptation of the cartoon and more like a very serious wooden acting action movie, no heart, loosely based off the cartoon.
Dang. So was it worse than the movie that they produced?
The M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong one?
I don't know. It was the one that I enjoyed because I never saw the cartoon. So
that was
what's his face?
This Netflix one barely above it, I would say, in terms of quality. Barely.
I know
above.
people told me because when they find out that I liked the movie, they're like, "Oh, you need to watch the show. It'll do so much." And I tried watching it, and it was good. It was okay, but I didn't get far enough into it where I could say, "Oh, yeah, the movie is just ratchet. It's just total waste of time."
There's a meme floating around where it's a picture of M. Night Shyamalan, and he's like, Ha! Not so hard to make a crappy Last Airbender live action, is it?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Harder than you think. All right, let's see. Let's get her a shadow.
Let's just flip this one around. There we go.
There we go. And I think,
We'll
well,
just
now I'm
hang
just
out.
now I'm just kind of messing it up. So we're almost done here, gang. I think I'm calling it a quits with mine. And there we go. Let's have I know that where we hit the 2-hour mark, and that's usually when we're like, all right, we did it. If you have anything else you want to add to it, sorry, suckers. So, I mean, that's not what I say out loud anyway, but we go around and showcase what we did. So if you're just popping in, thank you for being here. Our prompt for this art party was Scooby-Doo themed, and so we had to create a nervous female detective with an afro whose occupation was window cleaner, and somehow, just somehow, we had to incorporate a frying pan. And so having a look at mine here, I'm sorry, it's fuzzy, but you can see. So what I've decided to do was, I liked her, actually came out all right. Her occupation is to clean the windows of the shops, and there's the pots and pans of this shop, and she thinks of herself as a detective, and she's nervous because she thinks she's gotten caught spying on the people next door. Over here we have Eric's, and we're just not going to show Eric's. We're just going to go right over to Maria. No, I'm just kidding. There it is. Oh my gosh! I mean, like you can already see that in a like it's just.
So you tell me the story. You tell me the story you see happening here.
Well, I see the book Murder, She Wrote. Is that Angela Lansbury's skull? Dear God. Okay, there's this bullet hole in the skull. There's a knife. I feel like this is a game. There's handprints on the wall. She's got gloves on. But there's a picture of a black lady up in the corner. So she sees herself. This is a picture of the future. I don't know. Anybody else? Any of you guesses? I'm out.
That pretty much sums it up.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm confused.
This is very open to interpretation.
My
But I
future.
like
Maybe
it. There's blood
that picture is a
everywhere.
picture of her younger.
Yeah, maybe it is. I feel like there's something really deep here, and I'm just too overwhelmed by how beautiful and perfect that this is to even think about it. Because it's perfect.
I just noticed something stupid that I did.
Oh, where is it?
Where she's washing the window, the blood would be on the inside.
Yep.
I love it. That's perfect. See, guys, look at that. And then we're going around to Maria's if she wants to showcase.
I don't want to show no. I don't want
Please,
to.
come on.
Do it.
You got to. There it is. Look how cute that is.
Aww.
I love her outfit, and her pose is perfect, Maria. She looks so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like her whole
So
body.
that's her looking glass. No, that's a looking glass. She actually has a frying pan, earrings for frying pans, and she actually has a necklace of a frying pan.
I see that. Like she is bedecked out. Those pants are really cool too. Forgotten Man has a theory. He says that maybe Eric's woman is the inside of a microwave. It's a very cozy microwave. And then we've got Dr. Rachel's right here. And that is super awesome. Look at that. And great colors. Perfect face. Like that is so awesome. Yeah, the hat is great.
I had some fun with the detective hat. She's like really nervous, and so instead of picking up her magnifying glass, she picked up a frying pan and a nice little egg on there. She's a window cleaner. I really wasn't sure how to include the window cleaning, so I'm like, maybe she's part of a mystery van cleaning service. So she just
They're the
put
ones
the
that
van
clean
on
up
there.
the murders. That's what she does.
Yep.
I love it. I love her outfit, and I really love her face. That turned out
Mario and Luigi in that one
so
movie.
well.
There's a hat.
And then we've got Megatron's here, and it looks like he's stealing that kind of idea where we've got a window, and look at the hair. That is like a perfect beehive do right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love the colors. I love how saturated and
that.
dark everything is.
There she is.
She's amazing. Oh, and she's cleaning.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
It really is stunning.
That's stunning and brave. That's what she is. I love her eyes. So stunning. So brave. Whoops, that's not what I was trying to do. Trying to get rid of that. Well, so guys, we hope that you've enjoyed this month's episode of the Artie Party, and you've enjoyed hopefully seeing all the wonderful creations that I'll include myself, and our guests have done. And I think everybody did a great job. I was not sure how this prompt was going to go. Some of us were laughing, some of us were sweating, but I think we did probably, this is probably some of the best artwork so far created. I think it's a little bit more intense than what we've done. Yeah, we've been focused, and I think we've taken it up a notch tonight. Maria, you've been here probably the longest. Wouldn't you say that we've probably upped it up a lot, considering?
Yes, we have. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to top this.
I mean, we even
we've got
backgrounds in a lot of our pictures, and so that's not really been done before. But anyway, we're so glad that you guys stopped by. Of course, again, be sure to check out the social links in the description down below. Go follow everybody as they some of them go live on their channels, or they create content and just produce. We've got storytellers, digital artists, colorists. We've got crafters in the house. And of course, you can find me here every now and then. Oh, I forgot to do that video that I made, and I loved it so much. But oh well. Oh well. But anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Hit that like button if you haven't, and we'll see you for the next art party next month. Bye, everybody.
Bye.